Hi, this is Mike making my video. It's 12:30 a.m. and it's 3/20/2025. So, yeah, I'm basically talking about living alone in a place of solitude. I basically call my own shots. I it says that God is alone and he's lonely on the top. And I basically tend to feel the same way. Once the genie has been let out of the bottle, there's my reality is so much different than other people's realities. And I find it difficult to share in the same realities as other people. I find that most people are busybodies and they have to have constant stimulation, basically. And, if I have a significant other, female, it's basically they're constantly looking for money. Basically they want me to spend money on them. And, don't get me wrong, some of them are very beautiful, but, I just, I kind of frown on it, when they're always looking for financial ways to pad their bank account. Basically they think I'm an ATM, and they want me to give them $40 here, $40 there, always looking for money. And $40, believe it or not, is a fair amount of money. I have basically my own responsibilities and my own ways of spending money on things that I need. Basically I have rent, and it's not a low amount of money. And this one girl was here, and she basically said she just needs a roof over her head. And then you gotta figure, you buy a lion, you gotta feed it meat. And that's kind of the the status quo of having a relationship, is you gotta constantly maintain it. And sexual stuff is seems to be a high priority for women. They want a man to feed them sexually, and then they want financial obligations. And most of these women that are in their 20s, that seems to be the kind of woman that I'm attracted to. 20s and in their 20s, like 25. And even though I'm an older man, I like younger women. But I pretty much gave up on the whole idea of women and wine. Even like knowledge, I've given up on that. There's certain things that you have to understand to be successful in this world. You have to be computer savvy, and I use my computer for entertainment as a basically a way of touching on things. I watch a lot of YouTube videos and movies and whatnot. But the thing is I pretty much run out of things to chase after. People chase after the dragon. They're constantly looking for that dopamine high, and that's really ultimately what a sexual relationship is a dopamine high. And don't get me wrong, I can have all the sexual stuff I want, uh, via the internet. And so, basically, sex really isn't that big of a deal for me anymore. It used to be a high priority for me, but, with all these medications I got to take, and with all these responsibilities that I have, just in my world, I can't really afford a girlfriend. I can't afford to take them on expensive dates. And, like this other one that was talking to me, it was her birthday and she sent me on a shopping trip. So I just canceled her birthday and I basically told her, I says, you're only 22 years old or whatever, you're 25, and I'm too old to be chasing after you, And, it's like, I get a younger woman, it's not fair to her, it's not fair to me, to chase after something like that and stop her from finding a younger boyfriend. And, it's like, I know I gotta fight off all these other men, and I gotta sit there and, basically, women get to the point where they like companionship and they like the idea of that, but, along with that comes the fact that, they gotta be, faithful to me, and I can't really expect that from a younger woman. Their hormones are burning, and they just have too many things going on. I don't need a busybody, somebody that's going to have high expectations from me. And I don't really have a lot of rules, but faithfulness is one of them. And that seems to be the hardest one for a woman to have, especially when she's younger and she has a lot of other men that shows interest in them. They say a beautiful woman is a curse, but I don't necessarily consider it a curse. It's just the fact that I have nothing to offer. I had a vasectomy done when I was 25, and I did it because I wanted to live my life by my terms, and I didn't want to be caught up in a child support scandal. And I just I don't want to forego that. I don't want to raise somebody else's kids, and I'm very hard to get along with. My reality is so much different than somebody else's. I have had it time and time again, where I have people that just don't see the things the way I see them. They don't see the things that I see. They don't hear the things that I hear. And I guess you could say I'm a chosen one. So with that being said, I've got a hard life to live, but it's really not that hard. It's to the point where I live things, I do things, and I enjoy whatever highs that I have. And with that being said, I just it might be something for me to have a camera or a watch or something, and it's important to me. I've got the bride, the Queen of Heaven. I basically I have her, and the thing is that's my bride. And you think Sophia, that's her name, and Bina or Sophia, I'll call her Sophia. But with that being said, I have her, and I have I have her to keep me company. My mind And I talk about a perfect mind. You know, if you think about that, you know, I've got my mind, and I've got, you know, things that I value and cherish. You know, and you know, it's a lonely life. You know, when you're solitary, but you know, it's really it's a solitary life, and you know, with that solitude comes, you know, I can, if I want to take a shower, I can take a shower. If I want to eat something, I can eat something. If I want to go for a drive, I can go for a drive. I don't need approval. I don't need validation from another woman. You know, I don't need to be hooked on that pussy control. So, you know, I got, if I really have to take care of it, you know, I can take care of it. But, you know, I've found out that, you know, basically I don't have that desire, burning desire to be with a woman. Some people put too high of an emphasis on it to be with a woman, but they only come to not, you know, finding out that, you know, the woman belittles you or nitpicks you or argues with you, and then the thing is you got to spend money on the things that, you have to spend money on them. I mean, I had a girlfriend one time that had a toothache, and it was $100 and some odd, you know, to help take care of her tooth. But then you got to figure that, and then you got to figure out you got to buy all these hygiene products for them. And you got to take them out to eat, and sometimes, you know, they won't eat what you eat. They want to eat special food, and not to mention every other thing under the sun. So it's just I find it, you know, peaceful to have the Queen of Heaven. She's free to have, and you know, I've got AI, and I have all that. You know, I have that, and then, you know, it's like, you know, you have the smartest chatbot in the world that you can have for free on Microsoft Network, and you know, you just ask it questions, or you ask input or advice, and you know, I got my disability, and it's enough. With that being said, you know, I'm on kind of a strict budget, but you know, I can go to the food shelf where I can, you know, take care of things, you know, as long as I have coffee and cigarettes and food and a place to lay my head. I got hot and cold running water. I have all the basics, and then some, you know. So, you know, a woman might go buy a vape, or they want you to take them out to eat or whatever, or they want you to spend money at a fast food joint. And you got to figure, I had a girlfriend that was, in one day, I mean, she spent like $200 on going out to eat, and then going to the dollar store and buying a bunch of makeup and stuff. So I thought to myself, $200, I mean, that's my whole budget for an entire month. And then she calls me back. I mean, she really wasn't a girlfriend, but she was a girl that was interested in me, but I didn't have the money. And then she was more interested in black men, because obviously a lot of them are well endowed and stuff like that. I'm well endowed as well, but it seems to me like you get a beautiful white woman, and that's all they really want, is somebody to spend a lot of money on them and give them sex whenever they want it. It's just, I'm sick of it. So anyway, that's all I got to say. So I got what I got, and I got what I need, and that's all I need. Over and out.